Hope all you are well in this pandemic situation. This is Tanya Afroz, lecturer, Department of Agriculture, Milestone College, Uttara, Dhaka. Let's start today's lecture.
Today we are going to discuss about chapter 4 section 4, which is methods of fish culture. After completing this chapter we can easily learn about what is catfish, jewelfish, methods of shing, magur, pabda and gulsha fish culture, importance of fish culture. Let's start today's lecture. First, we are going to know about what is catfish. Basically, a lot of shing, magur, pabda, and tangra were available in different natural water body in our country, like canal, bill, haur, baur, ditch, drain, etc. These fishes are scaleless catfish type. The fishes which are included in Siluriformes order do not have scale in the body but have antenna like cat and they are called catfish. Presently, availability of fish has been much decreased due to natural disaster of aquatic environment and excessive catching of fish. The requirement can be met up by the fish culture. Method of shing and magur culture is almost the same. Besides, there is much similarity between the culture method of tengra and pabda. Few types of tangra fishes are available in Bangladesh. Among them, the method of gulsha and tangra fries culture has been invented. Now we are going to discuss about the external characteristics of shing and magur fish. There is slight resemblance of body characteristics between shing and magur fish. Their body is long, ventral side cylindrical, dorsal side flattened and scaleless. Upper and lower side of head is flattened. Four pairs antennae is head and one pair spines are present in both side of head. Here we see a picture of shingfish. Shingfish is smaller than magur fish in size and head is comparatively thin. Spines of both sides are toxic in shingfish and that's why if stung by spine of shingfish, much pain is felt in affected area. The color of shingfish is brownish red in younger stage and grayish black in adult stage. Here we see the picture of magur fish. Now, the color of magur fish is dark brown in younger stage and grayish brown in adult stage. Special characteristics of shing and magur is that they have an extra respiratory system except gill by which they can receive oxygen directly from air. So they can survive long time in water with less oxygen and even in without water. That's why shing and magur fish are called jewel fish. Shing and magur fish belong to omnivorous. They stay at bottom of the water body and eat aquatic animals and decomposed organic waste. They breed one time a year. Their breeding seasons in May is May to September, but highest breeding is obtained in June to July. Now we are going to discuss about why we cultivate or culture shing and magur fish. First one is advantages of culture of shing and magur fish. There are more demand of shing and magur in the market and that's why more profit can be obtained by their culture. Method of culture is easy. They can be cultured in any types of water body, even in water reservoir and case. They can survive in adverse environment such as less oxygen, high temperature of water, even in polluted water. They can be cultured in less water and with more density. Less affected by disease and high tolerant, they can be marketed as a life condition as they can survive in less water and even in without water. If caring properly, fishes can be marketed early 6 to 8 months. Along with individual culture, they can also be cultured with carp fish, tilapia fish, etc. as mixed culture. Next one is nutritional importance of shing and magur. Nutritional value of shing and magur is more than that of many large species of fish. They have much quantity of iron suitable for body. They contain more protein and low fat. So these are easily digestible. These fishes are more popular as diet for rapid development of health at and after the time of sickness. Shing and magur fish help to prevent anemia and to increase body energy. Let's start the culture method. First one is selection and preparation pond for shing and magur culture. The pond should be 1 to 1.5 meter deep for culturing shing and magur. It should be better if the pond area is 10 to 30 decimal. If the bank of the selected pond is damaged, it has to be repaired before culture. Water hyacinth with other aquatic weeds of the pond should be removed out. Big trees should not be available on the bank of the pond. Predator and unnecessary fishes in the pond should be removed out. This can be done by drying pond, repeatedly netting or rotenone applied in the pond water. It is better to prepare pond by drying it at winter when the pond contains less water. After drying pond, lime, cow dung or poultry feces, urea, TSP fertilizer should be applied properly at required level per decimal. If water remains in the pond, lime and fertilizer have to be applied in the water. Making fence by net. During preparation of pond for culturing shing and magur, it is an important work to make a fence or net with 30 centimeter height around the pond. The advantage of fence is that fish cannot go outside of the pond during rainfall. Especially, magur fish often go outside of the pond by their bodies stretching during slight rainfall or flood. On the other hand, enemies of fishes like snakes, frogs cannot enter into the pond due to making fence. All around the bank of the pond should be protected by placing nylon net with the help of poles. Lower part of the net should be attached with soil by inserting them slightly into the soil so that no gap remains between the net and soil. This work should be performed immediately after drying the pond. Harmful animals like frogs, snakes are not available in pond at dried condition. The animals remain in the pond when it contains water and they are arrested if there is a fence. In that case, action is to be taken to kill them in the pond by coach or bait. Next one is price talking. 150 to 200 price of mago fish should be stocked for per decimal after 5 to 7 days of pond preparation. As the shing fish is smaller in size, more price like 300 to 400 can be stocked. 3 to 4 silver carp fishes can be released in the pond so that they can eat excessively, producing phytoplankton and keep environment healthy. If the water can be altered, 250 to 300 magur fries and 400 to 450 shing fries can be stocked per decimal. If culturing shing magur with carp or rui fish as mixed culture, 50 shing per magur fries and 40 rui fries can be stocked per decimal. Standard time for releasing fish is morning or afternoon. Fries cannot be stocked at sunny noon or cloudy day. Before releasing fry in the pond, they should be purified with potash or salt mixed water and adjusted with pond water. You have already known detail about this matter in the agricultural ingredient part chapter 2. Now we are going to discuss about subsequent management of stocking. First one is feeding management and next one is feed supply method. Feeding management is supplementary feed should be provided to shing and magur. Various feed ingredients for making supplementary feed and their mixing rate are discussed here. Shing and magur need fish meal 20% in a sample mixing rate, sesame oil kept 20% in a sample mixing rate, rice polish 30% in a sample mixing rate, wheat bran 12% in a sample mixing rate, flour 5% in a sample mixing rate, 1 gram in a sample mixing rate, soybean meal 8%, and broken corn 5% in a sample mixing. Level of feed supply for shing magur according to their body weight is whenever fish having 1 to 3 gram weight, they need a 50 to 20% daily feed requirement. Whenever it is 4 to 10 gram, they need 12 to 15% daily feed requirement. Whenever their body weight is 11 to 50, they need 8 to 10% feed requirement for daily. Whenever their body weight is 51 to 100, the fish need 5 to 7% feed per daily. And whenever their body is 100, they need only 3 to 5% daily feed requirement. Daily feed has to be divided into two groups, and mixing feed we supplied in two times, morning and afternoon. Small balls should be made by mixing feed with slight water and provided on the tray, placing under the water in some specific places of the pond. Mustard oil cake should be soaked in water 24 hours before feed preparation. Commercial feed from market can also be provided to fish. The price of this fish is higher than homemade feed. We're going to discuss about health management. Fish should be checked frequently by netting whether they grow regularly or not and affected with disease or not. Generally, no disease is found in shing and magur, but sometimes ulcer, tail and fin rot, dropsy found in winter. Their management systems are: first one is ulcer. The disease is mainly caused by fungus named Aphanomyces invernus. It causes ulcer in muscles. If 1 kg lime and 1 kg salt per decimil is applied in water with 1 to 1.5 meter deep in pond, affected fish may be recovered within 2 weeks. If provided lime and salt at the same level in early winter as advanced prevention management, fish can be kept free from disease in winter. Next one is tail and fin rot. The disease is caused by aeromonads and Myxovector staph bacteria. Affected fish should be washed out for 3 to 5 minutes by water mixing with potassium permanganate at 5 mg per liter of water. Fertilizer application in the pond should be stopped. 1 kg lime per decimal can be applied in the pond. Next one is dropsy. It is bacterial disease. It causes swelling in belly. Fish moves imbalanced way and finally die. Water is removed out by an empty syringe from the belly of affected fish. Mixing of 200 gram chloramphenicol powder with 1 kg fish should be supplied. 1 kg lime per decimal can be applied and affected pond. Now we discuss about how to fishing the shing and magur. If rearing properly, shing and magur fish may be suitable for marketing after 7 to 10 months. In that time, average body weight of shing and magur are 100 to 125 gram and 120 to 140 gram respectively. Most of the fishes are to be caught out by netting. Pond should be dried out to collect all fishes. We're going to discuss about the characteristics and cultural method of Pabda and Gulcha. First one is introduction of Pabda and Gulcha. Pabda and Gulcha fishes are available in Bill, Haur, river, pond and lake. These fishes is very tasty. That's why demand of price of the fishes is comparatively high. Here we see a picture of Pabda fish. Pabda fish is 15 to 30 centimeter long, flattened body and backside comparatively high. Backside gradually thinner than front side. Mouth is very wide and curved. Lower jaw is wider than upper jaw and two pair long barbs are present in front side of the mouth. Dorsal fin is small and anal fin is very long and tail is divided into two parts. Color of upper level dorsal is grayish silver, where the belly side ventral is white. Black spots are found in the back of the operculum near to the neck. A yellowish stripe may be found on the lining of the backbone. Pabda fish breeds from May to August. Maximum breeding can be carried out at June to July. Here we see the picture of Gulsha fish. Gulsha fish is 15 to 23 centimeter long and body flattened from side. Dorsal side is curved, mouth is small, upper jaw is slightly enlarged. Four pair barbs are present in mouth. Dorsal and operculum fin are with long spine. Coat color is olive gray. Lower part is slightly light. A bluish stripe is found on the lining of the backbone. They lay once a year. Breeding season of Gulcha fish is from June to September. Maximum breeding can be carried out at July to August. And now we are going to discuss about importance of Pabda and Gulcha culture. High demand in the market and price is comparatively higher than other fishes. So it is possible to increase income of rural people by the culture of these fishes. Much quantity of various protein and micronutrients are available in their body. Very tasty to eat. Method of culture is easy. Fries can be produced by artificial breeding, so they can be easily available. They can be cultured not only in annual pond but also in seasonal pond in as well as in shallow water body. They grow rapidly and that's why they can be marketed at 5 to 6 months. Now we are going to discuss about Pabda and Gulsha culture method. Generally, there are two types species cultured in the pond of 15 to 20 decimal area where water remains for 7 to 8 months. The depth of the pond should be 1 to 1.5 meter. First, started with land pond preparation. The bank of the pond should be repaired and the aquatic weed should be cleaned out. No big trees should be available in the bank of the pond. If remains capping them so that no tree leaves and shade fall on the pond. Predator and unnecessary fishes are removed out from the pond. After that, lime should be applied in the pond at the rate of 1 kg per decimal. After 5 to 7 days of applying lime in the pond, 6 to 8 kg cow dung, 100 gram urea and TSP 50 grams should be applied per decimal. Next one is price stocking. After 3 to 4 days of applying fertilizers, price with 3 to 4 gram weight can be stocking at the rate of 250 price per decimal. Price should be related in the pond at morning or afternoon or at cool weather or the day. Price should not be released directly in the pond just after taking. Before releasing price in the pond, water is to be purified by potash or salt and price are to be adjusted with pond water. For Pabda and Gulcha culture, fish meal needed 30%, meat and bone meal needed 10%, soybean wild cape need 20%, rice polish need 20%, and flour need 4%, and vitamin mineral premix need 1%. Fish should be supplied on the tray, placing in the water at the rate of 5 to 6% of the body weight daily, 2 times, morning and afternoon. Next one is uh, feed supply. Ingredients for preparing supplementary feed of Pabda and Tangra fish and their mixing rate are discussed in here. Application of fertilizer for making natural feed along with the supplementary feed 4 to 5 kg decomposed cow dung per decimal can be supplied in liquid condition in a sunny day after every 7 to 15 days. Next one is management. Uh, Care should be taken whether fish can take feed regularly or not. Before giving feed on tray, it should be checked whether fish took previous days feed completely or not. Amount of providing less feed should be the equal amount of leftover feed. Amount of fish should be fixed by evaluating body growth of fishes collected by netting twice a month. Horra can be pulled in the pond once a week. Water will be added from outside if the water level is less than the water. If water transparency remains within 25 centimeters, second step, application of fertilizer can be stopped. Next, last one is fishing. Gulcha fish become 40 to 45 gram weight at 6 months and Pabda fish 30 to 35 gram weight at 7 to 8 months of age. This size of Pabda fish can be collected by seine net and on the other hand Gulcha can be collected by drying the pond. We are going to discuss about the economic importance of fish culture. Importance of fish culture is unlimited in fulfilling our nutritional requirement, creating employment opportunities, earning foreign currencies, and social development. Economic importance of fish culture is described below. First one is fulfilling nutritional requirement. Main sources of protein of our daily food menu is fish. It is delicious and nutritious food. It supplies protein about 60% of our daily feed. An adult person need daily 80 gram protein rich feed, but presently we can take only 21 gram in average. It is possible to meet up the protein requirement by fish culture. So fish culture is very important. Besides, fish oil is good for health. Various types of small fishes like mola, thela, kachki contain more vitamin A. Vitamin A prevents night blindness. Enough calcium, phosphorus are available in fish that can help to build up our bones, creating employment opportunity. About more than 11% or 165 lakh people of Bangladesh maintain their livelihood by various ways for fisheries sectors such as fish culture, fishing, selling, etc. In our country, employment opportunity is decreasing due to increasing population. Employment opportunity can be created by fish culture, increasing exporting income. Bangladesh earns enough foreign currency by exporting fish abroad. 2.46% of total exporting income is obtained from fisheries sector. These earnings can be further increased by fishing culture. Socio-economic development. There are many fallow lands, ditch and drains available in Bangladesh where fishes are not cultured. The socio-economic condition of poor and low-income people can be developed by culturing fish in those water bodies.
This is all about today's lecture. Stay home, stay safe, use mask whenever you are outside, maintain social distance, wash your hand frequently. Thanks to all.